Listen, you can't see the bottom half of me when I'm filming videos, okay? That's all that counts. The pajamas, they never existed, all right? What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the top 5 tips I have for new players going into Dark Souls 2. Now, my first tip is watch out for the life gems. Primarily, if you are coming from Dark Souls 1 Remastered to Scholar of the First Sin, this is I think one of the biggest things that I noticed. I had no idea or clue what life gems were. I just started, chugging them to see what would happen. And I wasn't looking at my health, which is what I should have been looking at. They're just consumables to up your health a little bit. Unlike the Estus flask, you can actually move while you are consuming the life gems, so that makes it a little bit easier. Life gems are exclusive only to DS2, so whenever you are going into the game and you're like, why have I never seen a life gem before in any other Dark Souls game? It's because it's only in Dark Souls 2. Tip number 2, there are 3 stats that should take priority over everything when you are leveling up. Vitality, endurance, and adaptability. So your vitality raises your maximum equipment load. So if you feel like you're kind of fat rolling a little bit, that's probably why you need to up the ante on your vitality. Now, across the entirety of Souls and Souls-like games, stamina is very important, but I feel like in Dark Souls 2, it's even more so because when you are running away, you are running for your dear life, especially in the Shrines of Amana. Your actions in this game, I don't know if it's just my perception of it, but they take up so much stamina, an ungodly amount. If you are just running, that's it. You have an asthma attack. Now for adaptability, the bane of our existence in Dark Souls 2. The way ADP is just weird. it's weird. You're gonna find that when you start this game, you're going to see a little ADP and be like, oh, what's that? What's that thing? It's your new best friend. When you see all the different types of bosses and different things that you will encounter in this game, you will notice that the hitboxes are rather uneven, to say the least. This isn't a tip as much as it is a bit of a recommendation for you guys. Spend as much time relaxing in Majula as you can. It is probably one of the best parts of the game. The music, the aesthetic, just overlooking the ocean, everything about Majula is probably one of the most peaceful areas in all of the Souls games. Without a doubt. Majula is just very peaceful. You can upgrade there, you can sit down, you can relax, you can just exist and not get hurt. So I would highly recommend just taking and soaking in that area as much as possible. I know this is common knowledge by now for a lot of us in the Souls community, but for a lot of people it also isn't who've never really played these games before. So I want to make sure we cover all of our bases. Now, when you're in Dark Souls 1, one thing you have to learn very quickly is that whenever you reset the world, all of the enemies reset along with it. In Dark Souls 2, however, the developers decided, no, let's give them a break. And after a certain amount of time pummeling in these different enemy types, they will no longer exist. They will cease to be. So when you go into Dark Souls 2, keep in mind that after, I think it's 12 times, I'm not sure how many times it is exactly, but after a certain amount of times pummeling in different enemy types on the way to a boss battle, they will no longer be there. So if you get out of the bonfire area and you look around and you notice where the enemies go, they're gone. Well, yes, I love the fact that, Souls games, that's kind of their trademark, is that, enemies will reanimate after you've reset the world. Going from that, going to, oh no, after a certain amount of time, they just entirely fuck off. It was kind of jarring for me when I first saw that, not gonna lie. You will get to a point of Dragonilla Castle, and even, I don't know if I'm even pronouncing that right. Probably not. You get to a point of where you enter into Dragonilla Castle and you will see a lot of different NPCs. Please, for the love of everything unholy, do not kill the NPCs, okay? I know it's tempting because some of them are see-through and they look like they could bother you in a way that could potentially kill you, but they are good. A lot of them are good NPCs. A lot of them are also merchants that will also sell you good things. So please, again, I implore you, do not kill the NPCs. And also, just as a bonus tip, please carry a torch with you. Most of the places that are in this game are incredibly dark and hard to see throughout. Yeah, there are areas that you can see really well in, but for the most part, this game has kind of this darkish overcast to it, if you know what I mean. So anytime that you go into an area like the gutter, please carry a torch with you. But you guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you guys have any tips that you would like to add for people who are new into Dark Souls 2, please add them down in the comments below. I would love to read them. But if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below. May you find your worth in the waking world, dear hunter. Stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Ubasa.